America the Motion Picture is definitely quite an experience. It's a very creative film, and while it's an animation, it's definitely not for children, it's not for younger viewers. This was released in 2021. It's directed by Matt Thompson, written by Dave Callaham, and we have a voice cast including Channing Tatum, Jason Mantzoukas, Olivia Munn, Bobby Moynihan, Will Forte, Judy Greer. We obviously have a great voice cast. Simon Pegg, Andy Samberg. I could go on. Voice acting, very good. Animation style, it's not to my personal taste. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but especially the faces, it's not to my style. But it didn't affect my enjoyment of the film. And I would say I enjoyed it. As a one-time watch, I don't think I ever want to watch it again. But it was creative, different, a little funny. There was, I don't know why I found it so funny, but near the beginning there was this moment with tea blouses, t-shirts, which I found rather entertaining. Because while it's set in 1776, there's a lot of contemporary in this, a lot of our contemporary elements injected into, mostly with the dialogue, which I just thought was such a fun decision, and it worked so well. The bulk of this is set, as I said, 1776. And, well, IMDb describes it as a tongue-in-cheek riff of the American Revolution, which is fair enough. And we have a lot of key characters from American history. We have, I don't want to go into too much detail. I don't want to spoil it, because for me, part of the fun was wondering who would pop up next, which historical figure would make an appearance next. So actually, I don't want to give anything away, but we have characters, George Washington primarily, and various others, and that for me was one of the most fun elements, because we also have aspects of history being brought forward into the 1700s, things that don't necessarily belong in that time period, but we have these other elements. Some people might dislike that because it's obviously historically inaccurate, but I'd say it's not a film to watch if you're wanting a history lesson. I'd say it's more so a film if you're interested in the history and you're looking for a fun and quite quirky way to enjoy those elements. So educational in the sense that there are a lot of historical figures and historical events, but not educational in the fact that it's quite inaccurate. And it's not, I don't believe it's meant to be accurate. That's certainly not what it's presenting itself as. But if you like a lot of these historical figures, I realize I haven't named them, but figures in primarily American history and certain historical events, that it's a very fun, creative way to enjoy them. As I said, even though it's set in the late 1700s, we do have a lot of contemporary elements in the dialogue and things, and that certainly was a very fun idea. The characters are, well, they're well written in the sense that they're interesting, but again, I don't think they're historically accurate in a lot of ways. So if you're looking for a historically accurate animation, this isn't going to be it. But if you like the history element and you want something that's fun and creative and very different, then I'd say maybe it's worth checking out. For me, as a one-time watch, I don't think I'd ever watch it again. But I rather enjoyed it. It's a fun concept. It's a little ridiculous, but in a way that's quite entertaining. So I think it's not going to be for everybody, but I rather enjoyed it. And in general, if it sounds like it would appeal to you, I'd say give it a watch. The only thing I didn't love is, as I said, the animation style, but that's purely a personal preference thing. It's just not really my style. But nevertheless, I thought America the Motion Picture was a very interesting experience. And if it sounds like something that might appeal to you, then I'd say it's certainly worth checking out.